exosuit and flies back to within, a day and a half from his house or whatever. Walks back and ultimately finds out that the Hulk's got bored and killed his wife and his 2 kids.
Yeah.
That's when
the claws come out.
Yeah.
The proverbial
Logan
gloves
dies,
are off.
Logan dies and Wolverine is born. And
Reborn.
Reborn. Yeah, definitely reborn. But make a long story short, he finds the Hulks, kills them all. And then he finds the cave of Bruce Banner, who is this
sloth-like fucking creature.
He's
an
like
old
this
man.
little scrawny old guy.
But he still
has the strength of Hulk.
Yeah, and so he fights him and he beats the shit out of Wolverine at this point in time. And
they beat the shit out of each other.
They do. And eventually Logan stabs
Bruce, but that triggers the transformation into a giant Hulk that is just disgusting looking. And then the Hulk proceeds to eat Logan. He straight up eats Wolverine.
Okay, come on, man. Now, Mark Millar had to have just gotten done reading like Old Testament Bible shit. Because this is some straight up Jonas stuff right here.
Except Jonas didn't claw his way out of a whale.
But I mean, ultimately he eats him and Wolverine regenerates inside of the Hulk's stomach because the Hulk's like, oh, my belly hurts, and then Wolverine rips out of the Hulk's back or whatever.
Yeah, just like claws out of him. It's so brutal on the panel.
Yeah, and
then he sees a Hulk baby.
Yeah, and so he steals a Hulk baby.
Yeah.
And rides off into the sunset with a Hulk baby on his back.
Yep.
So
that's Old Man Logan.
That's Old Man Logan in a
And
nutshell.
as you can probably figure out, they cannot use any of that.
No,
for the
because
movie.
You can't use Hulk, you can't use Cap, you can't use Skull, you can't use Iron Man, you can't use Hawkeye, you can't use... You could use Emma Frost, but they're not going to.
Because they already fucking killed her off after X-Men First Class. But I don't know if First Class is going to affect Logan. I don't know how...
No, I don't think so.
Because I don't know how...
I mean, but it's Patrick Stewart, not James McAvoy, so...
Right, but do the events of those previous movies that are, like, in the past
time jump so fucking much
that timeline is
Days of Future Past.
It reset everything.
Because remember, he goes back and it's Patrick Stewart.
Right.
And he goes back through time
Days of
after
Future
fixing
Past
it.
reset stuff, but Apocalypse takes place after Days of Future
And
Past.
it's still McAvoy.
In the past.
Yeah.
In the past.
Let's just pray to God they reboot it. Okay? let's hope they reboot it.
Oh my god.
And Fox can keep it because I don't want to see a Marvel X-Men movie. I don't think I'm ready for that yet because of the amount of fanboy, fuckboy shit that's going to happen whenever that happens.
Yeah.
And I think that if we've learned anything from the X-Men franchise, that First Class was really good. And
just have Matthew Vaughn make stuff.
I don't know, I really like Days of Future Past.
I love Days of Future Past. I didn't mind Apocalypse, even though they got origin stories all fucking wanky.
Well, and Days of Future Past is Bryan Singer taking the reins back.
Well, Bryan Singer, they're talking about doing a TV show.
Legion. Well, they did Legion.
But no, they're talking about doing an X-Men TV show written by Bryan Singer.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that could be fun. I feel like TV shows would be better for something like that because look at Netflix.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to be Netflix because it's not Marvel, it's Fox.
It's on FX.
I know, but you see what I'm
Netflix.
saying. Like, you have a lot more room to play around with stuff, and you can go into backstories more. Like, you don't have to, like, shrink shit down into a nice, compact hour-and-a-half movie.
Well, and you see the how well Deadpool was received.
Oh, yeah.
Golden Globe nominated, man. Did you guys watch Golden Globes?
No one watched the Golden Globes here but you.
Losers.
Anyway, but I mean, the thing with Deadpool that made it so popular was how accurate it was to the comic book.
And Ryan Reynolds.
And Ryan Reynolds really
You won't believe
pioneered.
whose balls I had to fondle in order to get this movie made.
His name rhymes with Pulverine.
Yeah. And then he uses Hugh Jackman's cutout face.
Yeah.
And so here's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that yes, they saw
Someone
The Last
at
of Us.
Fox played The Last of Us. We're like, we could use that for X-Men.
And so they're introducing X-23.
Finally, after
AKA Laura Kinney.
Right.
after
but-
like 16 years, they're finally introducing X-23.
And-
She was introduced a long time after Logan came out too, though. So I mean, timeline-wise, it would make sense. But
the thing is that because of that, since this is going to be his last movie, obviously it's Patrick Stewart's last movie as X.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're going to go X-23 in the future, like moving forward on this timeline, they've burned X-23 for anything in the future. I mean,
Unless she
this
gets picked up by Cable. He's a time traveler.
that's true, which would be awesome.
Bring her into X-Force.
That would be sick, and that would be the only way they could do that. I mean, seriously, that would be it. I mean, because otherwise you have this post-apocalyptic. Well, it's not even post-apocalyptic in Logan, is it? There's trees and they're just in Texas. It looks like it's post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, they're just
Because
in like
Texas
a desert
sucks.
area.
Sorry, I've never been to
Texas is bigger
Texas.
than like fucking 3/4 of Europe.
I've never been to Texas, and I apologize to Texas itself. But I watched the Chris Pine movie, and my God, Texas looks depressing as shit, dude.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about that.
Hell or High Water,
Yeah.
No Country for Old Men is set in Texas. That's
and
another
it looks
example.
like shit too.
Well, I mean, and that just depends on where you are. Like Dallas and all around that's lush and green, but closer down to the border, like El Paso, and all it's really desert-like. So
I don't know who you're going to get to pay to build a wall down there, but that shit ain't happening.
But anyway, going back
Too
on
fucking
track.
hot.
sheeple.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so with the Logan movie, we have our Logan character, of course,
We have our Hawkeye character,
who is
Professor X.
who is replaced with Professor X,
Yep.
who is convincing Logan to
Take
help protect
this package, which
Yeah.
is X-23,
right, to help to get her and protect
instead of
her.
Super Soldier Serum. So they're kind of using that storyline, but
Yes and no.
what are the cyborg arm
Well,
dudes?
the
and-
blonde guy you see in the trailer, his name is Donald Pierce, and he is a cyborg.
Okay.
But that character appeared in the Dark Phoenix saga when the Hellfire Club was first really introduced.
Oh, his squad
Way
is
back
the
when.
Exterminators.
Yeah, so it's like I guess
Because, X.
Sentinels didn't work, so now they have cyborg people to I guess hunt and track down mutants or whatever's going on.
Okay.
So now we have that. So now we have our army of bad guys. But I've heard rumors that Mr. Sinister might be behind it all. I don't know.
If he
That's
is,
not confirmed.
if he is, it's close to the best.
It's got to be because the end credit scene for Apocalypse, the post credit scene, is a case that says Sinister on it.
But would that be for Logan or the next installment of
Which is not going to happen.
It'd
Well,
have to
I
be
can't
for
confirm
Logan.
that it's not
of the
gonna happen.
McAvoy one?
Right.
Well, no, it'd have to be for Logan because technically the events of the Wolverine movies are now tied in because the Wolverine, the end credit for that is the setup for Days of Future Past.
Right. So
God, it's so confusing, dude.
they have two different X-Men happening at the same time. It's so fucked
That's
up.
why there needs to be just a complete reboot. Time travel fucks everything up. Barry Allen. Fuck.
Thanks,
Marty
Flash.
McFly.
Hey, Marty McFly made things
Fuck.
better.
Did he though?
I mean, his family looked happier.
He had a badass truck and a
At the
sweet girl.
expense of Biff.
Oh, fuck Biff. Biff was an asshole.
Oh, so it's okay as long as it helps your family.
No, it's okay as long as that guy who suffers is an
Now I
asshole.
understand Cisco's pain.
What?
Never mind.
After you just went on a huge rant about how you don't get it.
I don't. You never knew. Yeah, never mind.
Anyways,
Diggle, piece of shit. Anyway, so Logan, the package is X-23. Professor Xavier is Hawkeye.
are we sure they're not borrowing from the transporter?
Like,
They could be.
they drive a lot.
It's one car. The package is a person, which is
I have a 2P. He gets her out of the trunk. I have a 2P.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, and you have your army of cyborg armed men that are after the package, which could be
X-23, which could be a
the Ghost Rider
or
group,
like an
or
escaped
the Hulks.
escaped experiment from Mr. Sinister, and the cyborg men are Mr. Sinister's henchmen to go get her back.
Yeah. But I don't expect an end credit scene out of this. I mean, I think that in the preview we see quite obviously the last scene where they are driving, which is where they got that meme of The Last of Us with Logan
an X-23
the exact
car,
same fucking shot. Yeah, we've seen that. That's got to be like one of the last scenes, because before that you see them beat to shit post battle. X-23 and Logan, and they're burying someone, and X is not there.
And she holds his hand, or she holds Logan's hand.
And Logan is upset.
Yeah.
That's got to be Xavier.
It has to be.
So Xavier's dead.
Again.
Well,
he died in The Last Stand.
Yeah, they never explained how he just came
He
back.
just disappeared.
They never explained.
No, they don't need to, man. Time travel, man. It's all good. Just hit a reset button. It's like when your 10-year-old gets really pissed and you're like, we just need to hit a reset button.
Well, no, that's why what the Wolverine touches on. The Wolverine is the link with Days of Future Past, because
between X-Men 3 and
but they
Days of
don't
Future
answer
Past.
why he gets to come
They don't.
back.
He's just back, and they never say why or how. Well, I mean,
they don't.
Well, there's the post-credit scene in X-Men 3 where you hear Xavier's voice say Moira, because earlier in the movie, in his mutant ethics class, he said, this man is brain dead. And then we have another patient whose body is riddled with cancer, and he can't.
Right.
That happened, but
So
but he's in a different body, so he wouldn't be Patrick Stewart.
He's James McAvoy.
But James McAvoy is his past self.
Is he, though?
Yes! Yes!
But that is the theory that explains how he's able to come back.
Well, it's not a theory.
But we don't ever see that. That's the thing.
You see him say Moira in his voice to the man who was brain dead that he had recently spoke about in his class.
Why are we trying to figure that? None of it's going to matter.
Well, no, not in like another, 5 years? They're going to do another...
Yeah, I mean, they've got to. And Tom Hardy's got to take that part, man.
He has to.
Unless he just, goes by the way of...
But if they do a reboot, they need to fix this whole focus on Wolverine. Because that shit got old.
Well, and you saw that in the comics, too. That comics mirror movies at this point in time, because especially with Marvel. And that's why you don't have a Fantastic Four comic book right now, because
they want to give Fox the giant middle finger.
Right, because Fox will own parts of the profits of that if it does well or if it sells at all. And it would at this point in time, because people are thirsty for four books, you know. But it's because of that Doctor Strange movie. Because of the Doctor Strange movie, Doctor Strange had 3 titles.
Yeah.
Out at one point in time.
Or
now
there's like the actual Doctor Strange with Jason Aaron, and then there's Doctor Strange Last Days of Magic, and then there's the limited series was Doctor Strange and Punisher Magic Bullets.
Whatever. And then now there's 3 or 4 Black Panther books because of that movie coming out.
There's Black Panther, World of Wakanda, and
Black Panther and the Posse.
Oh yeah, that.
It's a 3. And that'll become...
Really?
Oh, swear to God, dude.
Oh my God.
Swear to
That's
God.
not... No.
And now when Captain Marvel gets...
And it's all
close to its
black
release date.
Marvel characters are the Posse. So, thanks for shitting on Black History Month, Marvel. But...
Call it, like a group of black people calling it Posse. At least you're not calling it the ghetto.
Yeah, Jews.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I
No.
apologize.
Wait, what? Did you make an OJ reference?
No, Jewish reference.
OJ.
Calling it the ghetto, like the Polish ghettos and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, so I think that's kind of, they're kind of taking a little bit of Old Man Logan. They're taking a little bit of The Last of Us. They're taking a little bit of The Transporter. They're taking all these little pieces and trying to make an Old Man Logan movie
With
the best
what,
that they can.
with what they're allowed to legally. And from what we've seen in the trailers...
Dude, it looks sick as shit.
And like I said earlier, if the only thing keeping...
Excuse me.
The only thing keeping Fox from making an awesome X-Men movie was just an R rating. They're going to kick themselves
This
for the
movie's
past
going to explode.
decade.
This movie is going to absolutely explode, man. Because if you haven't seen the trailer and you don't mind being spoiled on some stuff, go check it out. It is...
I mean, you listen to if
insane.
you've listened to this whole podcast, it's spoiled.
Yeah, it's
It really
spoiled.
is.
But I mean, go see the visual yourself, because there's no way that you can explain how Wolverine put 3 of his claws through a dude's head from chin to like
Scalp.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God! And you see the claws coming through the top of it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But yeah,
It's great.
And then the line at the end of the second Red Band trailer where he goes, "She's 11, I'm 90."
He's like, I'm fucking 90.
I'm fucking 90.